Make sure this shit's working.
Are you gonna be joining us Friday for the Retro Bro shows, or just gonna be me and the Retro Bro? Do you know?
Um, let's see. Make sure this
Retro
shit's.
Bro.
Let's see. All right. Yo, what's going on? Kamikaze Soundwaves, and joined again with my good buddy Jrpg Gaming. And we are just going to, we're just fucking at it again, man. We're just fucking at it again, man. Just going to fucking shoot the shit and have a good fucking time, man. JRPG, what's going on, brother?
Oh yeah, everything's going fine, Kamikaze, and all the YouTube community. Thank you for all your well wishes regarding my mom. She got released this past Monday of this week, and she's been doing good. She's just been resting and taking it easy, and she appreciates your get well wishes. But of course, it'll probably be another couple of weeks before she's back to 100%. She's got a meeting with her family doctor this coming Monday, and the doctor at River Oak the month after. But other than that, everything's good. And also, you guys can look forward to me chatting Retro Bro later tonight regarding the SNES Mini. But other than that, me and Kamikaze can chat whatever we feel like chatting about.
Yeah, man. Yeah, but no, the Retro Bro, yeah, I told him, man. I told him, basically, I am working tomorrow night. And I told him, like, if I do make it on time, like, I'm going to be, like, literally, like, running the door, like, jumping in front of the microphone to make it on time. But no, I am planning on being there tomorrow night. So, yeah, man, it sounds like a good fucking time, man.
Yeah, yeah.
So other than that, man, like, any new gaming or anything like that?
Oh well, I haven't really gaming been much past week. I was just more focused on like thinking about my mom mostly while she was in ICU this past week. Gonna go to Best Buy and give him a nice little thank you card because the week before that, when I mailed off Splatoon 2, just like I said, my mom was so fucked up. I forgot her credit card that we shared, my ID, and it was like, well, do you know her social security? I'm like, no, I don't know that. And the manager was nice, and they waived it and allowed me to pick it up. So I'm just going to send him a nice thank you card. But it's kind of funny that I made an edit to the card that I printed out and wrote a thank you on. I said, yeah, but I made this card before Walmart screwed up SNES Mini pre-orders.
Yeah, I mean, and I think the Retro Bros did it best, though, man. Like, I'm just waiting. I'm just waiting for the YouTube videos of people just like outside, just fucking, just
Yeah, with pitchforks.
yeah,
And,
furious,
uh,
man.
yeah, I posted a reply comment to you. I said, is there a magical button over at Walmart where like just click to make pre-orders go live? Oh, sorry, our manager Joe pressed the button too early.
Yeah, probably like Joe's not like. I need to speak to Joe. Like Joe's not here right now. He's in the back hiding, or he's out. He's in the back about to get knocked out by somebody.
Yeah.
But no, man. Yeah, man. I mean, honestly, when I saw it and like even Richard brought me up, he's like, "Yo, man, this shit's live, man. Go and order you something." I'm like, number one, like I don't have a Walmart account. Number two, like this doesn't seem realistic to me. Like I didn't say that. Like, but that's just my initial feel about it. Like I don't understand like why
what you thought,
Walmart and Walmart of all places. Like Walmart is the most. All right, Walmart is just the most scummiest place that I've ever stepped into. You know what I mean? Walmart is just like it's just I don't trust Walmart. Like I tell you, like when I will respect Walmart because I feed my family with Walmart because the prices you can't beat them. But I will read that receipt up and down 45,000 times to make sure my shit wouldn't scan 2 or 3 times extra. Because most of the time when you go, let's be fair, let's be honest. Most of the time when you go to Walmart and you know you're checking your stuff out, most of the time the cashier never says hello, never says goodbye, just hands you your receipt, and they're literally just like talking to another cashier about like when they're going on break or when they're going home. You know, like, I mean,
Yeah.
like they literally could just give a fuck less about like you as a person and your groceries. So
Yeah.
no, and I was, and that's when I said like I saw it, I was like Walmart, Wally World. Okay, I mean, you know, that's good, I guess.
Well, in a way, I think it's like you were saying about GameStop, or in a way, like some WalMarts may be better than others. Just like GameStop, they were nice. You know, I went ahead and canceled my pre-order for Mega Man Legacy Collection 2 through GameStop, but you know, I explained my situation, blah blah blah, and I just put the game towards something else. And honestly, the representative I talked, or employee rather, they said, "Oh, we'll hold your reservation or whatever for as long as you need. Just give us a heads up." But honestly, I don't think any corporation will do that, because just like with Best Buy, if you don't pick up your reservation within, like, I think it's like 35 days, your order gets canceled and you get refunded depending on whatever payment that you used.
Yeah. Yeah, and you know, I mean, it's all good, man. But you know, I'm not gonna lie. I did get a good. I did get a good chuckle out of it. You know, I mean, I did. I just felt like I said, it didn't seem believable, and
Yeah.
I kind of want to be like, I kind of want not you know, and I feel like, you know, you and other people are like, oh man, I feel bummed out. But sometimes I'm like, I wanted to tell you this. I wanted to tell you, but like I didn't like want to down your you know spirits. Like I kind of want to tell you like this is not in this is no way this is correct.
I know. I called like Walmart like maybe 2 days after I saw pre-orders getting canceled. I thought it was like people who got in late. I mean, but if it was a glitch, they should have came out and said so like immediately, like the next day. But
That's
they didn't.
Fuck of a glitch, man. I mean I
know.
Shit. I mean they have probably pissed people off to like no.
Yeah,
But you know, at the end of the day, like I don't see gamers and people who really want the SNES Mini like being very physical about it. And when I mean like, you know, outside and talking to the manager, what's going to happen is what we've already seen: blogs, you know, videos like that. That's our realm. And as far as you know, like we'll just make, you know, I'm unhappy videos, but you're never going to see them like trying to fight that same Joe manager behind the counter, like, get your ass out here, Joe. We got to have a one-on-one.
If I manage to get whoever gets pre-orders right this time, I'm going to try to get an extra one. And I think I told you about this last time. A buddy of mine wants to destroy an SNES Mini. He's serious. He wants to literally beat the shit out of it.
I had that same thought, man. I'm not going to lie, man. I literally, if I got my hands on one for a reasonable price, I think that, like, the value in it would, like, triple fold by me just fucking T-balling that shit into like non-existence. Like, I mean, like, you know, people would be like, what the fuck are you doing? You're throwing away money. I'm like, number one, I'm venting because it makes me feel better as a, you know, my anger with Nintendo. But at the same time, like, I don't really give a shit about it anymore. So I'm completely content with my decision.
I'll have to find the video of this guy that he attached the Mini to a drone, but the drone accidentally broke and the Mini was just fine, so he like had to like put it under like his car or something and like run over it, and he threw the controller on the ground, but it didn't break. I think his drone was like $900 or some shit like that.
So I'm curious, like, what kind of like anything? I'm just curious, like, if you called, what like were the words that were spoken to you in the realm of like, we're sorry. None, like, was there any like apology type of thing from anything, like just some kind of sincere apology?
There was like the email that people got, but I called, like I said, I called up Walmart 2 days after I started to see the cancellation emails. I said, you know, I heard about the cancellation emails, blah blah blah. Is my pre-order still safe? And he said, like, yeah, well, we about 90% certain that your order is safe, because I was constantly watching, like you asked me to. And I was like, okay, maybe I feel good after the days pass. But then after I found out articles are going to be canceling, like, everybody's pre-order, was like, oh, shit. And I've checked, let's see, the only people that don't have, like, an email, like, stock notification for pre-orders is, let's see, Target and Toys R Us, but not everybody else has one. And so I re-signed up for Walmart again, and I will say this about Walmart, which fucking sucks, because I've ordered like groceries, like like frozen stuff that we can just ship to our house because I don't want my mom like overexerting herself right now. And they just put like your food or whatever like that you ordered in the box, and they put like little like wrapping paper in there. They don't put bubble wrap like peanuts, none of that shit. I mean, Best Buy and Amazon, they do a better job of wrapping your stuff than Walmart does.
Yeah. I like you. I mean, like we said, man, it's fucking Walmart, man. Like, I mean, I literally think
Yeah.
like zero fucks are given in Walmart, like none. I remember back in the day, man. I used to buy my games exclusively from Walmart for like not for any if, man, or odd reason, just for the fact that they were 24 hours. And I used to
Yeah.
go in there, and I used to go to this like random Walmart, like when I used to live like on the bad side of town. And I used to argue with this guy every fucking time I wanted to buy a game. I remember when Sonic 06 came out. I remember I got off work, and I went in there, and he was like, "You seriously want to fucking buy this game? You know how terrible this shit is?" And I'm like, "Dude, fuck off. Put the shit on, dude. Put the fucking thing on the scanner. Let me give you my money, put the bitch in the bag, and I want to be on my way." Like, he would debate me on every game choice. Like, I would buy it. I felt like I was in a GameStop, like at the same time
Yeah,
when you go to GameStop.
I was just about to say that.
Hey, any games you want to pre-order, like, you can pre-order these nuts in your mouth. Like, I don't care about any of this shit. Like, put this shit in the bag. And then, when you go to GameStop, like, do you want a bag for this? Like, yeah, I want a fucking bag for it. Like, I mean, sometimes I kind of don't want a bag. I just just want a bag just for the sake of them asking me for a bag. Like,
Yeah.
like, yes, put it in a bag. Like, quit trying to save your 72 fucking cents that you're gonna save today. Like, give me my fucking bag, man.
Yeah. There are sometimes I feel sorry for like employees because they have to like if they're given like a like ultimatum, if a person's say when people were calling about the NES Mini, well, you have to say, this such and such way. So in instances like that, I don't feel bad for the employees. They're just doing what the higher ups tell them to.
Yeah. No,
That's the only time I don't feel bad about the employees. But other times, like you said, they're complete assholes. They don't really care. Like you said, GameStop. You go into GameStop, they just run their mouths and like, okay,
yeah, and I honestly kind of feel bad for some of the GameStop employees who get like the kids and like the really just off the wall people who come up and like just ask them questions about games. You're like, dude, I make $7 an hour. Like, I don't got time to deal with this shit. It's like hey, wait, what do you think about the new this game? You're like, dude, I don't. It's great, whatever. Just fucking pre-order it.
Yeah.
It's like that's what they have to do. And I think sometimes they
Yeah,
get
I
so
know.
like weirded out like just by barded questions and stuff. And sometimes like I'll go in there like I kind of like want to like have that realm of like, yeah, man, I'm a gamer too, man. But at the same time, they're like, dude, I don't care. Just fucking, please pre-order this shit so my boss doesn't yell at me tomorrow.
Yeah, just like they always want. They don't care what your opinion is. They want you to push, the new Madden, the new Halo, Call of Duty, and all that kind of stuff. And I've heard like so many horror stories and shit, man. It's crazy. And I'm so glad I didn't get hired by them. What I've heard, it's a nightmare. And if you don't meet like X pre-orders quota, you get written up, and then after so many written ups, you get fired.
I remember I got a fucking lecture. I got a fucking straight up rant/lecture from a GameStop employee. And that's when I didn't have a GameStop rewards card because that was like when I completely accepted digital into my life. And I'm like, I don't care about
Yeah.
hard copies. And I went in there. He was like, hey, man, you can get so much percentage off. And I'm like, nah, man, I'm good. He was like, oh, but you like to play games, right? And I'm like, yeah. He's like, oh, well, you got to sign up for this thing. You're going to save this much money today. And I'm like, dude, man, look, listen. Let's just talk real quick. I don't care. I just want you to put the shit in the bag. I have things to do today. I really just want to leave this fucking store right now. He was like, no, man, you don't understand. You are missing out. If you play so many games like you talking about, you are missing out. And I'm like, dude, I buy digital. He's like, well, you could buy digital for me and still see the same thing. I'm like, and I didn't buy the card that day, but after having a thought about it a couple weeks later, I'm like, fuck it, let me get this stupid ass card when I went to a different GameStop. But anyway, but man, he gave me like a fucking lecture about how I'm just doing it wrong and stuff like that. And I mean, it kind of set with me because obviously I ended up getting one of those fucking GameStop rewards cards. But man, he was fucking passionate about that shit. He must have been like on his last day. They're like, Doug, if you do not make a fucking pre-order or sell a card today, you're done. So I think that's like why he was like really pressured to give me that fucking card. But man, he was really passionate about it, man. Like he gave me this fucking long lecture about how I'm ruining fucking my money and everything. But there was another time I also gave a fucking GameStop lecture about. I gave the lecture to the guy. I just got tired of that pre-order shit, and I went to the fucking the checkout, and the guy was like, "Hey man, you want to pre-order this?" and blah blah. And just trying to make conversation. I'm like, "Hey, yeah, I'm interested in this game, but I'm probably gonna buy it digital and blah blah." He's like, "Hey man, if you pre-order it with this," and I was like, "Hey," I said, "Hey, look. I don't pre-order. I don't believe in that shit. I think it's ruining the game company and blah, 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 blah." And he, completely like just try to turn around and like give me the opposite argument. But anyway, do you watch Boogie 2988?
Yeah, I've heard of him. And before I get to this, I was looking up SNES Classic to see if there's any new articles that says Nintendo This is from Business Insider, by the way. It says Nintendo SNES demand after Walmart cancels all pre-orders. Knows this, but shit all over again. They're just gonna make X amount and they're gonna piss people off.
Yeah. But I remember when there was a video made by Boogie, and he made a video like why you should not pre-order games, and I watched it and I was like,
yeah,
man,
I saw it. I'm like.
I shared it with a couple.
This is just my opinion.
Go ahead.
Go.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say. Oh, I appreciate like what big YouTubers say every now and then, but I mean, let me put it this way. It's like why I don't watch like reviews. Like people talk shit about a game I like. I'm like, I posted comments on like a lot of big YouTubers' videos before, but either A, they delete my comments, or B, they spam me, and there's just like certain reasons why I don't watch them anymore. But anyway, I'll pre-order like what I want to play, regardless of like what a big YouTuber thinks about games. I mean, at the end of the day, all they care about is like their precious views and whatnot.
Right.
No offense.
No. I completely concur. No, but Boogie 298 put out like a video. It's like, and it was like a whatever it was, but it was like, stop pre-ordering games, please. And I watched the video and I was like, man, like what he was getting at made a lot of sense, where it was like, but it was the same thing like everyone's been fucking thinking of. It wasn't like revolutionary or anything like that. But I shared it to a couple of my friends, and like one of my friends got really upset with me. Not upset with me, but like I went to work the next day because I used to work with him at the same time. He was like, man, there's so many fucking things I want to say to that video. That shit is completely bullshit, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, dude, like, I mean, I get your point, but I also get this point too. Like, pre-ordering games does kind of, it's making us buy something that we don't even know what the fuck it is yet. Like you're asking me to buy something. It's like you're asking me to like go to Taco Bell, and it's like, what do you like? It's like you have to pick the mystery box. It's what's ever in there. Like I trust me, what's in this mystery box is going to be the most bombest thing you've ever eaten in your entire life. And when you get home, it's like someone, took a big fucking pile of shit in a fucking Happy Meal box and then threw in a Grimace toy and told you to fucking eat it and play with it. You know what I mean? It's like you get it's fucking crazy, man. I gotta quit drinking. But no, what I'm getting at is like, you are essentially buying a product that you're not really sure what it is yet. And you can call me what you want, man.
Yeah.
There are certain games that I will buy hands down.
But
there are certain games that like I have to take a second look at this because I don't trust them. I want to know if what I'm buying is good, right?
Yeah. Well, if a game I've pre-ordered like for 2 games back in the day, and I'll never do it again because there's always a chance it could be pushed back. That's why I wait till like 2 weeks. It's kind of like how Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to come out. I think the original date was supposed to be I think it was like August 31st or something. Then it got delayed by 2 months, and I pre-ordered. And keep in mind, this is before everything was like all like digital like receipts and shit. You didn't have to like hold on to your receipts. I don't know if you remember doing that with GameStop back when they were known as Babbage's and EB Games. Do
Oh
you
yeah,
remember doing that?
Babbage. Oh, well, when they were Babbage's and EB Games, I was much younger,
Oh
man,
yeah.
child, whatever you want to call it. I was much younger. But yeah, I remember.
Oh,
I remember them as a company. Yeah, absolutely.
okay. Well, anyway, uh, like my receipt had like I had held on to like for like so long because I mean Star Wars Until Then Time got pushed back so many freaking times, like 4 or 5 times before it finally came out, and the receipt had been like fading. It was like in my wallet for so long. I didn't think to like keep it like in a cabinet or something, and luckily the manager had it on file. I was like, whew, and but now I just wait just in case like I said, gets pushed back. But as far as eBay selling is concerned, there's only one time I've had to take down a pre-order listing once. Oh, and by the way, speaking of eBay, people are now taking down their SNES Classic pre-order listings because Walmart canceled all the pre-orders.
Hmm.
But anyway, the only game I've ever had to take down a pre-sale listing before was Titanfall on the Xbox 360. I think it was Microsoft, the company that was helping publish it. They waited till like the last minute to announce, delay, and I'll get to the question I'm going to ask you in a second. What are your thoughts on when a company has to announce a delay, but it's like at the last minute? I mean, the very last minute, like maybe like a week before release, like a month before is fine, but at the very last minute, oh, sorry, we need more time.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, man. I mean, pre-orders are one thing. Like I would always say like pre-orders would always be acceptable like back in the 90s. Okay? That's when you really weren't sure if you were going to get what you wanted, right? And in early, I would say even all right, I'll be fair, I'll be honest. The fucking first game, the first one that I ever stood outside a line for was like fucking Halo 2. And I just felt like a weirdo doing it. Like I never have done anything like that before, and I just felt like the people in the fucking Best Buy that was standing outside they were just looking at me like they were all like snickering inside, like what do these people have to do with their life? Like why are they here? Like it's a fucking video game, like Anyway, I mean, I went in the store. Like I'm not gonna lie, I had like that, like like that old white woman power walk in the store. I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I'm going first, and I was like, where the fuck is Halo 2? And they're like, yeah, we got plenty of them. We're a good guy.
Oh, the Retrobos in the chat, by the way.
Oh yeah. I responded to him. I told him we were just bitching about pre-order shit, and yeah, man. But there's one game that I kind of, and this is actually way after fucking Halo. Do you remember like the fucking aura that BioShock had when it came out? Did you ever play BioShock? Like
Oh
the first
yeah,
one?
I remember the hype surrounding.
Well, I remember that was the
Unfortunately, I
first.
never got around to. It's like a lot of like videos when the first game came out. Eventually, I wanted to buy like the collection. I think was it on PS3, I believe,
The collection of like
and
1, 2,
360. Yeah.
and
Also,
the 1, 2, and Infinite, or what's the fuck called? Infinite. I got fucking
Infinite, yeah.
Marvel's Capcom Infinite on my screen too. I fucking I put it up just for satire because I knew we were gonna get to this topic at some point because we always do. No, fucking there's a collection out on PS4 and Xbox One right now, which is like $30. And if you've never played BioShock, like that is well worth it, man. Trust me. If you've never played any of them, it is amazing. It is. I mean, I don't know how. I mean, I don't even want to try to explain anything because it just speaks for itself. I'm sure you've heard the lore about it and et cetera, et cetera.
yeah.
It's great. But BioShock. While we're on the topic, yeah, like I remember, like that was the one game that, like, I remember I went into a Best Buy the day that it came out because I heard so many great things about it and what it was. I was like, you know what? I stood outside a line. There was plenty of copies, and no, I went into that same Best Buy because I was in that same bad area, and I walked in. They were sold out. I didn't know what to fucking do. I was like, this is what? Huh? Like, what do I do right now? Like, I need this game. Like, yeah. So I mean, it was real. Like, I mean, but like I said, pre-orders nowadays are just completely ridiculous unless it's just something like a colossal magnitude that it's going to be like completely absorbed by everyone, like a Nintendo Switch or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, it's just like what do you think of all this pre-order incentive bullshit?
It's fucking infuriating, man. Like I said, like, you know, when I go to GameStop and I go to check my shit out and like they're just like, hey, you want to pre-order this? Like, no, I don't want to pre-order any fucking thing. Like, I just want to buy the fucking things that I slapped on your counter. I want you to fucking ring these bitches up, put them in the fucking bag, and I want to go home. Like, I just don't care. Like, I just don't care. Now, you know, I know that like that's their drive and et cetera, et cetera. And I guess they try to like, you know, lure you in, like, you know, with the fishing rod, like, hey, you know, we're gamers too. You like this new game? I could hook you up. $5, you know. I'm like, $5 for a pre-order, and I'm like, you know, like, nah, man, I'm good. I don't think there's any game that's come out in any fucking time frame in the last 5 years or 6 years that people weren't able to get. Consoles on the different end are completely different, but what games? There's no. What game have you not been able to get? What game have you? There's digital now. You know what I mean? Like there's no necessary reason for pre-ordering a fucking game. You're gonna fucking get it unless you want to pay it. And the big incentive actually is pre-ordering on digital because you play that bitch at midnight because you can play it and it preloads and you can play that thing at 12 a.m. on the release day. I think digital is like the best incentive.
Yeah. Assuming you have a big enough hard drive, though, that's the only thing. Like I said before in a podcast before, that's your main incentive. And honestly, I think the Nintendo Switch should have a bigger hard drive, and just like the Xbox One and the PS4 should have been at least 1 terabyte minimum from the get-go.
Yeah, but I mean that's retrospect too. I mean, like I think honestly, I don't think Xbox or PS4 in a retrospect think that like digital was going to take off the way that it was. I really don't think that.
What is your so far the biggest game I have as far as save space is Final Fantasy 15 with 50 gigabytes. What is your most biggest PS4 digital file?
I'd have to dig through it, but I guarantee you. And this is like, I guarantee you, even what I'm saying, even if I show the proof, I guarantee you, like, the worst game that I have on PS4 is probably the one with the biggest fucking gigabytes. It's probably not like Resident Evil or anything like that. It's probably like one of like those obscure fucking games. It's like, hey, it's like $5, you know, and I fucking, you know, bought it. And it was like completely off the wall with the gigabytes. But no, even physicals like that too. Like he might be like shaving off a few gigabytes, but if you look on the back of any fucking PS4, Xbox One game, they're in the same realm. Definitely in the same realm. Yeah. Like they have the same amount of gigabytes that they're eating up.
Yeah, Retrobro said Halo 5 on Xbox One is pushing 100 gigabytes. I mean, I heard stories that the Master Chief Collection took like for 2-3 days just to install.
Oh, that is completely and 100% accurate. I remember I got the Master Chief Collection. That was the reason I bought an Xbox One, was for that stupid fucking game. And it literally took forever. I literally came back, I believe, the next day, and it was still on like 2 or 3. And I started 1, and I got to a point where it was like, yeah, you can't access this part of the game because it's still downloading. I'm like, this is fucking ridiculous. But not even to that game. I would say to 90% of the games that I played on Xbox One were all like that. All like that. They all took a huge, massive chunk of your gigabytes. Like, I will say that like I have 2 times the amount of games that I have on my PS4 that I do on my Xbox One, and my Xbox One was still maxed out, and I still had a like tiny bit of playing room on PS4. So I don't know what the fuck Microsoft was doing or thinking, but I know for a fact that I had way more room on my PS4 with a way more amount of games.
Yeah, and the fact that Microsoft allowed 343 to release the Microsoft Collection in the broken state the broken state that it was in is retarded. Even the online servers weren't working properly either at launch.
And they weren't. But you know, that's kind of like where I'll say like I didn't care because I was strictly for just to relive the campaigns.
Campaign, yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, lot of the, like a lot of the games like that, the online, that's where most people play nowadays. Where it's not like you and me, we just play with the single player stuff. But eventually, I'll say this right now, and I would love to hear your thoughts on it in a second. Uh, do you think single player campaigns, like for gaming in general, is going to be phased out, and then it's just going to be focused on multiplayer and just online like server dedication and stuff like that?
Never, never. I will say, like, I think that like that's a big focus to a degree, but I think like that whole single player thing, I don't think that like any gaming company will like ever escape that. Like there's such a huge selling point. I think as all of us as gamers, like that's a huge selling point. To me personally, like I know I've gotten into Overwatch and into Destiny over the years of me playing gaming, but I still enjoy a good fucking story. And my biggest part of enjoying a story is like I enjoy the gameplay. That's a big part of it. But the narrative and the story is also a huge selling point to me. So to answer your question, I don't think so, man. I don't think that that's going to happen for quite some time. And if it ever does happen like that, I think that will be the official death of gaming.
Yeah. But it does suck, like I said, I think we talked about this last time, that we're not getting complete games anymore. They're taking out bits and pieces and adding that as a DLC, or they take it out and added it as a season pass. Oh, and by the way,
a pre-order bonus. Like that's the worst, is the fucking pre-order bonus. God damn it, I hate that.
And yeah, I saw a lot of people talk about ran about Mortal Kombat X, how they took out Goro, and if you couldn't pre-order, you didn't get him, and he's been like in since like the very first game.
But that's what they do. They give you that like, hey, you buy this shit now, or you're gonna completely lose out on the entire game. And that's just that incentive that they do, and it's so fucking frustrating because it's like,
I know
you pay for a game. And now you have to preemptively jump the gun to buy the game. And at the same time, like they're like you said, they're selling you bits and pieces of it, and they'll add those same bits and pieces that were already in the game back to you for a higher price. But I think like Bookie said it best. Like I lived in the realm of you get more content in the game when you performed well in it as an added bonus, and for you to like if you did a good job in the game, you were allowed to be able to do certain things. And that's, and like I think he ended the video so well. He's like, that's the world that I want to live in. And I completely agree. Completely agree. Like those are the same games, like, you get that added, this, that, and the third.
Incentive,
because you did this, one, two, or third thing in the game, and it made you be able to experience that game more. So I agree with that to a degree.
Well, it's like I said, I believe we talked about this in the previous episode. Either there needs to be like a price increase to maybe $20, but of course they're already stuck on this, what I like to call the whole 60-40 rule. You get 60% on the disc, and the other 40% is either DLC pieces and season passes. And even I know you're probably not going to buy MLC Infinite right away. Yeah, I saw the new trailer with what was it? Spider-Man, Hagar from Final Fight, and
Hagar's in it? Oh shit! Well, man, you know what?
I saw him kicking ass.
Like, shut up, man! Don't tell me, man! Don't tell me, because I'm gonna have to be a fucking hypocrite. I don't want to be a hypocrite, man. No more. All right, go ahead, tell me, because I actually am curious.
You can. I don't know if you can pull up I don't know if you can search. Let's see. I'm trying to think. I don't know if you can pull it up, watch it, and you can give me your thoughts.
What was this now?
I think you can search Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or just search Spider-Man. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite Spider-Man trailer, and it'll show like all the other characters. And you can watch it that way. if you don't feel like doing it right
No,
now.
I'm gonna pull it up on my other computer, man. I'll get the volume turned down. I'm just gonna watch the video. Oh shit! Of course, Wikipedia. Gotta put on videos. Wikipedia has a fucking page for everything. Like, how do you take a dump? You know. Here we go.
I wouldn't. It wouldn't surprise me. It's just like Google. You search anything, you can find just about the answer to anything you need.
Yeah. Shit. Brought me on some other fucking thing.
just
There we go. Here we go. 5 new Capcom characters. Is this the top 5 new Capcom characters? Or just characters in general?
I just wish Capcom and Disney would get their shit together, but of course they won't.
Iron Man, Captain Marvel. That was to be expected. Let's see. I'm just gonna spam the video as quickly as I can. Okay, Morgan's in it. That's also to be expected as Morgan. Let's see. Some more typical gameplay. Bullshit. Okay, Mega Man's doing his Kamehameha.
Here, I'll find the video. It won't take long. Here, let's see.
I think I don't know if I'm watching the right one, but I think this is the right one.
Here.
Probably not.
Here, it'll only take a second.
Is it anybody like that we haven't seen in the game yet, or like a surprise?
It's well, I don't think we knew that Hagar was gonna be, but we knew there was a rumor that Spider-Man was gonna be in it. But the rumor, I think he was gonna be like DLC. Now let me see. Okay, oh here we go. Yeah, it says Marvel vs. Capcom had Spider-Man, Frank West, Nemesis. I don't know who that is, and Hagar.
You said Spider-Man, Hagar,
Frank West,
and what was the last one?
Nemesis. I don't know who that is.
Shit. I probably might figure it out afterwards.
It's
maybe. Oh, okay. I got it. I'm watching it right now.
Right.
Volume's off, by the way.
Okay, yeah, because I don't want you to get copyrighted.
Let's see. Oh, video will play after ad, of course. Thanks, YouTube. You're the best.
I know this, like a lot of my buddies says, this whole copyright thing on YouTube is bullshit. That's why a lot of people don't want to put Nintendo content on YouTube.
Yeah. Oh, Hagar is in it. Oh, Nemesis. The Nemesis from Resident Evil.
So that's who he is.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hagar's in this shit? That is pretty... All right. Fuck this game. Oh, man. It's going to make me want to... Oh, shit. This looks dope as fuck. All right. Okay. All right. Nemesis. Oh, that was pretty cool. He's got his rocket launcher. Has to be accepted. Stars.
Yeah.
Stars.
Oh, congrats, Cyber, on beating Crash Bandicoot Warped.
Oh, Cyber, what's up, bro? Oh, Spider-Man and Frank West. This is like fucking. This is like fucking. What's that movie? Lethal Weapon.
Oh yeah.
He got Spider-Man and fucking Frank West. This is nothing but a fucking dirty fucking weapon ripoff here. That's pretty cool though. That's pretty cool that Frank West is in there. That's a new character. Spider-Man. I didn't see why Spider-Man wouldn't be in here.
Just the only reason people are pissed off because they haven't. I don't even know if there's even going to be X-Men characters in it or not. They haven't really confirmed that there will be or not.
Yeah, I just don't care, man. I mean, if there's not any X-Men characters, Thanos, okay. Oh, well, Thanos was in one of them already, so nothing crazy there. All right. This is looking pretty fucking good. Shit. All right. You know what? Go ahead and call me a fucking hypocrite. I might get this shit day one. Fuck. This looks pretty fucking good. Logan, man, I need to see Logan, man. I haven't seen it yet, man. Is it really that good?
My mom rented it from Redbox, and she said it was really good. I bought a brand new copy for like $8 off eBay. I haven't had time to watch it yet.
All right, so I will say, still kind of underwhelming. Still kind of underwhelming. New characters that I haven't seen, Hagar, etc., etc. I still don't think like that's. I think that they're still trying to like. All right, I still think by those things they're still trying to be like, hey, with the fish and rod again, like let's will you in. But Hagar, that's kind of cool. I'm not gonna front. But still, man, like I saw the story mode. Now, if that story mode that was in the demo is completely revamped and they actually try to put some content into it, I'm down. But I don't see it, man. I don't see them like revamping that at all.
Yeah. Oh, Night Trap releases on August 15th for PS4 and PC.
Oh, Night Trap?
Yeah.
Oh, they're bringing that shit back?
I think they're just releasing it for the 25th anniversary or something. From what I understand. I understand.
Man, like I said, I was like a Sega CD head, man. I used to love my fucking Sega CD. That was a weird fucking game, man. All right. I'm just trying to read the chat. Yeah. But no, yeah, man, I still think that I'm out. I still think I'm out of this thing. I still want to get it because it's like we've already talked before. I'm a huge Capcom fan, so I love to see it, man. I love to see it. And I'd love to see the way it's going, et cetera, but I can't subscribe to it. I feel I got burned too bad. And I tell you, I feel like I would hate myself. I just hate myself. If that shit came out, I bought it. Going against the judgment, thinking like, nah, they're not going to put out like a master edition, et cetera, and bam, they do. Like, oh man, I would lose it.
Yeah, that's why even though I'm so tempted to rent it from Redbox day one though, whenever it comes out. But I'm like you, I'm so tempted to wait a year because if they make a complete edition a year later with all the DLC, ooh, that would piss me off.
Yeah, and you know what? Like, I guess people are, like I said before, Capcom fans are very vocal. Like, they're not gonna do that again, man. They're not gonna do that to us. Like, we told them, and they said, nah, man. I'm like, did they ever officially tell you that? Did you ever get like an email? Was there a memo like that I missed? Like, I don't think like that's not gonna happen. Like, you may think that that's not gonna happen. But, well, it didn't happen with Street Fighter 4, so you don't know shit. Okay, well, it didn't happen with Street Fighter 4. That's fine. I'll listen to you, and I understand your frustration as well as I have, but I don't think that, like, just because it didn't happen once, it wouldn't happen twice.
Happen again, yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen with Street Fighter 5, understandably. I think Capcom is in a place where, like, they wouldn't do anything like that again, but like, I'm too wary of not thinking that it wouldn't happen. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Their business practices.
Right. So it's like like I said, I want to buy the game. I'm a huge Capcom fighting fan game of the fighting franchises that they have. So I'm just wary of it, and I think a lot of people are. So they want to have that confidence and fans like, nah, man, we're not gonna do that again. Like, yeah, you say that now, but what happens when you do? Like, I mean, so. Case in point, man, I just don't feel comfortable buying it right now. Now, if they go through with this shit and everything's all gravy, I'm good. Marvel vs. Capcom, whatever the next one is that goes around, yeah, I might be down for it. This one, and like I said, yeah. I kind of feel like I want to be a hypocrite, and I still kind of want to buy it. I'm not going to front, I do.
Yeah. Well, with as much hate as I've heard it get, like a lot of people are more interested in Dragon Ball 5. I've heard a lot of people say, I'm going to wait till get this thing in the in the quote bargain bin. But I will say, unless the roster like expands, to me, I don't think it's worth the $80 price tag for the collector's edition. But and let's say yeah, it comes out I think was it September 29th, I believe.
Hmm.
It's sometime, or no, oh no, it's September 19th. My bad.
But even still, like I mean, I don't think that it's going to go in the. People are going to buy it. I don't think there's
Yeah,
any. I don't think there's any debate about that. People are going to love it and
or
support it.
hate it.
It's one of those type of games where it's a let's say like an Overwatch type thing, and I'll put it that way to a degree. And what I'm getting at, don't yell at me yet, but what I'm getting at is it's a type of like what's the word I'm looking for? Like community accepted fighting game. Like there's going to be huge matches across nations to see who's the best. Because mechanically it's amazing. So no matter what's there underneath the mechanically like great fighting game that there is, there's going to be like that shitty content bullshit story. Nothing given to us that what we want. And I can see people arguing like about the X-Men thing. Like honestly, at the end of the day, I don't mind a small roster. I think small rosters are actually really great. And what I say about that is because, when you have a large roster, sometimes that dilutes away from some of your small characters. So really, like, they're really not even necessary to begin with because people are going to play with the best characters that are available in the game. So, and when you have a small roster, I don't think there's necessarily anything wrong with that. But when I think that you say out loud, I have a Marvel versus Capcom game, you have an expectation to have huge names from the Marvel franchise that people love, which is X-Men characters, right?
Mm-hmm. And I will say, like, with Marvel vs. Capcom 1, and I think it was about, let's see, I want to say, and I might be off, maybe around, I want to say maybe around 22 or so, because just the base characters by themselves are like 15, like 22 or so, because I think, there's Roll, you can play as the boss character, and the other characters are like just different shades of other characters. Like I think the Hulk is like orangey, and Iron Man's just a different skin, and there's a different version of Strider and Chun-Li. I think she's called like Shadow Later or something, and two or three other characters.
Agree, completely agree. But I will say, like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like there was like, I feel like there was 50 different like personas, most definitely. I feel like every character had like that whole just image of themselves or whatever, like, and there was 50 different ways to play that game, and I think that's what made that game so great. But I think nowadays,
Hey,
like
Phoenix.
Oh, Bio Phoenix is here. Bio Phoenix, what's up, bro? I do think like even if they like Capcom, knowing Capcom now, like they would do that. Like they would have so many characters mimic another one just to make it more easier for them to do their thing in a fighting game. And even with a small roster, something not even like 50 characters, like 20 characters, but like, something from Capcom and Marvel, like they kind of contradict themselves, or not contradict themselves, like they just play into the favor of one plays like the other.
Well, I'm hoping Capcom can bounce back, but it's probably going to be a while before we see Street Fighter 6 though. But I think the only company that probably worries me as far as making a comeback though is Konami after the whole Silent Hills cancellation.
Yeah. Yeah, man, I tell you, man, like if that would have happened, that could possibly be one of the best games of our generation. Playing
Hmm.
PT, man, I don't see like another game taking that mantle as deep, even as
Yeah.
short as PT was. I don't see another game being able to do that in any way, shape, or form. As short as PT was, even it being a demo, that is still like looked upon as one of the most deepest, scariest, what the fuck type of games of all time.
And
So
let me ask you, let me ask you this, and we can like this is like with different like franchises and stuff. Like it's kind of like how Metal Gear won't be the same with now that Kojima's not with Konami anymore. Just like Mega Man be the same without Inafune like helping in some way. And Capcom had like hasn't even said a word of like making a new Mega Man game at all. All they do is just re-release shit.
right. Um,
But what are your thoughts on like but I will say like Final Fantasy has kind of survived even though Sakaguchi left Square Enix years ago. They were able to bounce back after the whole like 13 with that game. Either you love it or you hate it. But like 15 has been moderately successful, so
you said
they seem to be back on track again.
Final
What?
Fantasy 15.
Yeah, it's been a good reasonable. I forgot how many units they said it sold. It was a huge amount. I don't remember how much exactly, but
Hmm.
it's been uh, successful. But what are your thoughts on like franchises that have kind of gone downhill? Like if a certain person within the said company that may leaves.
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess gamers in a whole, like, no, like, don't take this for what it is. Like, know who their daddy is, you know. And
Yeah.
it's like, you know what I mean. Like, if I knew, like, I knew who, like, who made that
Yeah.
game, and they stepped away from it to like give me, and it's not him behind it anymore. I think a lot of gamers are gonna go into it first off with a lot of questions, a
Yeah.
lot
If he.
of, like, I'm not sure about this. So I don't see like those games still being bad, but I still see like a lot of gamers go into in it like, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
And even that not sure feeling can make you feel you don't like it. Like, well, I don't see the game developer who was here before. I don't see those influences. I don't see what I liked
Hmm.
before. I see the game
Yeah.
company, and well, these are just examples, but
Yeah.
I see them like are automatically going into it with like just a negative thought, just because
Yeah.
of knowing the whatever it is the or is around it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it's like Shigeru Miyamoto. He's kind of getting on up there. I'm not sure how old he is, but they're kind of like. I mean, I respect what a lot of the developers are doing. I'll kind of say it like this: with Tetsuya Nomura was saying when they were developing the Final Fantasy VII remake, he said, uh, "We wanted to go ahead and start now with as much as the original team as we could, because we would get to that point where if we handed it off to a new generation, we wouldn't feel like as comfortable once we got to a certain age. We felt like we wouldn't be able to give it our all anymore. But it's like with Shigeru Miyamoto, I think they're like the people that the previous generation, the creators are kind of like passing the torch and like teaching them the ropes per se and letting them take their own crack at creating the games, so to speak.
Yeah, I mean that makes a lot of sense. I mean it really does, but I guess that I think gamers are very observant. I think
Yeah,
everybody's
they're
very,
very wary of they're protective of their franchises that they love so much. Yeah,
and I think even like the small differences or like something that doesn't just match up with like I guess what you would expect from that creator or like know what they would have in it. Like there's a small difference. You're like, I don't really like that too much. You know, like it's like they'll just let's be fair, let's be honest. A lot of gamers are very, very picky. All right, and
Yeah, because if you change their formula too much, they get pissed off.
yeah, and it's like I get it. I kind of understand that. I kind of like respect that to a degree. But there's sometimes like, all right. So I'll speak at it from like I'm a huge Halo fan, right? So Halo 1, 2, and 3, diehard fan. When Halo 4 came out, you know, that was completely like when Bungie left. They went to do their Destiny thing, and Halo 4 was picked up by 343. Okay, so I remember. I did not buy Halo 4 right away because I was very skeptical, and I remember and look. Let's get this clear. I don't trust IGN as a company 100%. You know, I think they do cater to this, that, and the third. And they're a company. They get paid to make reviews positively for this, that, and the third. Whatever. So IGN's review started out by saying Halo 3 or Halo has been taken over by a new company, 343. And I bet you're wondering what they've done with it. Have they ruined it? Have they done it good? Have they done it bad? But ask yourself a more serious question. What if Halo 4 is the best Halo game ever made? And when they said that, I was like, oh my God, what if it really is? Like, what if, like, you know, Bungie was kind of not, I mean, what if it could be better than what it is? So Halo 4, I think, in my time with it, I think Halo 4 was not bad. I think it was actually a really great project from 343 to pick up the mantle where they did from Bungie. But I will say, like, where they let everyone down was going forward with the Master Chief Collection, Halo 5, and understandably they have like huge shoes to fill going forward. But I think they still put those shoes
understandable.
on. But right, I still think they put those shoes on and we're like, hey, these shoes fit. We got it. But they just fucking tripped and fucking fell away as soon as they put them on. They did a good job, Halo 4. I will say people like argue Halo 4 is terrible. I don't think so. I think Halo 4 was great in every aspect. But they did a good job giving the respect of the fans, et cetera, et cetera. But after they put their shoes on, they fucked up. They fucked up, plain and simple.
Yeah. Well, just like let me just like if like Sega wasn't like helping in some way with the Sonic franchise, who would you trust to handle it? Like let me see who's developing the Sonic Forces and the Sonic Mania.
So I thought
Wikipedia will go to
I thought Sonic Team's not handling like that at all.
yeah, I'm about to find out. Let's see. Because
oh, by Infinix F.
Okay, so they so they are handling Forces. Let me see about Mania now.
Biofinix said Final Fantasy 15 is a great entry. That's interesting, man. I've been really interested in that game since it came out, and don't ask me why. I never played like one of those like every Final Fantasy game that I played thus far was a turn-based game, so like it to be like one of those like action RPGs. I'm definitely down for that, man. It looks really good. I think Final Fantasy 13 was the first one. I might be wrong. It might be 12 was the first one that did like the live action battle system. So I was really turned off by that. Is it 12 or is it 13 that did it first? It's 12, right?
Well, I know for 12 they took elements from 11 and made it into 12, and yeah, the person who this is actually a co-project, or however you want to say it, for Sonic Mania. It's it's two developers actually. It's a Head Cannon and see, I'm not sure how to pronounce this. I'll just spell it Pagoda West Games, Pagoda West Games. So this is like a co-developed project, and of course Sega's publishing it. The Sonic Mania, that's the whole 2D like Sonic game.
Well, I'll be honest with you. I'm cool. I'm cool with him doing Sonic Mania because I don't have 100% faith or even really care that much about Sonic Mania. I am really more focused on Sonic Forces, and that's my opinion.
Yeah.
I want to. I'm
Yeah.
more interested in Sonic Forces. So
Yeah. Yeah. But I am glad that they are doing this for those who do like the old school Sonic, especially those who grew up during the Sega Genesis era. Yeah, but anyway, back to what you were saying. Yeah, I believe Final Fantasy 13. I believe is when they really started to make it like action wise. Like eventually, or I should say originally, Final Fantasy 15 originally is versus 13 was supposed to be of the 13 universe along with Agito 13 before they changed it to Type 0, but eventually they just made 13 its own thing, which is a trilogy, by the way.
yeah, no, I've actually had a lot of interest in playing 13 because I'd never played a Final Fantasy game where it was like the live. Fucking, not turn-based combat, it's all, so that actually seems really interesting to me. Like, I want to play 15, but I've heard great things about it.
But I will give you a heads up on Lightning Returns, though. That entry is revolved around a time system. You have to, like, beat it in a certain amount of, like, hours. Similar to, what is it, Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask, kind of like that.
Really? 12 was like that? Or 13 was like that?
13. 13. Yeah, the final entry. It's 13, 13-2, and Lightning Returns. The final entry is kind of like that.
Yeah. Against my better judgment, I went back and
sucks.
Against my better judgment, I went back and played Final Fantasy X, and I heard terrible things about 10.
Well, the only thing I experience system, like eventually you had to have like each character take a turn so they could get experience, and that's what made boss battles and just regular random encounters like drag on even longer than they needed to.
Yeah, I mean, I played 10.
I didn't mind the spirit grid.
Yeah, the spirit grid worked to a degree, but I feel like it was just very convoluted. Like it was very, just confusing for no if and or odd reason. I felt like I would just click on orbs. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I'm like, okay, I can upgrade, but like, what exactly am I upgrading to? Like, I mean, I kind of got it, but I guess I kind of didn't because, like I said, I never fucking beat it. But
yeah, I'll give you the short version. Basically, you up your like HP stats and all that, and then that's how you get your abilities and whatnot. That's for.
Right. But like, I felt like I guess maybe I wasn't using it right because I told you I got to the last boss, Sin, and I could not do it.
Yeah.
And I know Final Fantasy games. I learned my lesson back with Final Fantasy VII, and I grinded. And when it was time where I knew I could grind, I grinded. I would just run back and forth. I'm like, these are enemies that are like not too weak, they're not too strong. I know like this is the perfect area for me to just grind. And I literally would just lay in my bed on my PS Vita, going back and forth, just grinding and grinding and grinding and grinding. And I still got to sit and I'm like, I didn't grind enough. Like, what am I supposed to do? But that.
Do you remember what your do you remember what your HP was? Because 10 doesn't have like physical levels like level 99 or whatever.
Oh, it doesn't.
Like,
like a max out level.
Yeah. Yeah, there is. It just shows like your HP. It doesn't say you are level 10. It doesn't say that. Final Fantasy 2 on PS1 was the same way.
I don't actually.
You had to fight.
I don't remember. I don't remember. I had it on my PS Vita. That's like when I got into Final Fantasy X because when they released the remaster, it was on PS4 and on the Vita. So I had it on my Vita. But I do remember trying to play X2. Oh God, that was terrible. Oh Lord, that was terrible.
Yeah, it's a chore.
And then having to change out costumes and shit. I'm like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Really? I'm changing out costumes.
Yeah.
Whatever. I mean, I guess it was trying something
Yeah.
new. I have respect for trying something new. I give credit where credit's due.
Yeah. I think I believe I believe it's like I want to say between $15 to $20 now at Best Buy.
Uh, yeah. Well, I still even have the fucking copy of the game. I just I don't have a fucking PS Vita anymore. Um, but no, 15 has been really interesting to me. I actually really want to try 13. Have you played 13 yet?
Uh, I briefly, but then after I heard how linear it was, I was like, nope.
Really? So that actually, I mean, in my
Yeah, because like
opinion,
I've heard like if you miss something, you can't go back and get it, so you're screwed.
right. But I actually think the linear part of Final Fantasy 13 like intrigues me. To not, because Final Fantasy games are very daunting. Let's be fair. Let's be honest. Like, to know you have to go fly around, and you have this one opportunity to do something like, and I guess linear in the same fashion, but Final Fantasy games are very daunting to a degree. To like know you have to go all over the place and all over the map and et cetera, et cetera. But Final Fantasy 13 appeals to me in a degree. Like that seems like it would be a fun Final Fantasy game for me, where it's like one direction, have fun, and But I mean, it's a different time and age for me. Like I don't have a lot of time and thought process like I used to have with games. Like I usually like prefer games that are shorter and very more intuitive. Because I don't have a lot of time. Like there's like I just got Xenoblade Chronicles X. I'm really scared to start it because I don't have that much time for that game. I've heard it's like a 60-hour plus game.
Yeah.
And I don't know where to even start with it. Like, I don't even know where to start with it. I mean, I know I want to start it and put it in my system and boot it up. But, like, if that's how long it's going to take, and that's like a minimum requirement in 60 hours plus, 60 hours, if that, man, I don't have that time for that. I don't.
Well, I mean, you don't have to do like most people and finish in like a whole week. I mean, you can play like at your leisure.
Right. But, I mean, Destiny 2 is coming out on September 8th, so that's me for, like, after September 8th, man, that's it. I'm done. All straight Destiny. Overwatch, of course. I haven't played Overwatch in forever, so I need to get back into Overwatch, man. They just released a new character on Doomfist, so that's going to be fucking fun whenever I get back into that.
Yeah, just look up the 10 Tune remasters. It's $20 at Best Buy, but you could probably get it cheaper on eBay. But I would get it. I would get it new because you wouldn't get the DLC. That's the only thing I hate about buying used games with DLC, because chances are the code's already been redeemed.
Yeah. I bought a couple of those, but But that, like I said, it's there's still like the hey, you buy it. But there's a couple of games you can still buy without having to do that. I remember Dying Light. Remember Dying Light? It was like a first-person zombie game. It was maybe like the Dead Island. It was in the fashion of the Dead Island games, and there was supposed to be this mode like the Tyrant mode or the Zombie mode or some fucking thing. And I went to the store like fucking 3 days later. I have the copy sitting on my shelf, and I got it the day one edition, and still had the fucking the little code in it. So I do think sometimes like, they prepare for that and they think that's gonna sell it, and sometimes it's not. But even Star Fox Zero, like I'm not gonna lie, I did buy Star Fox Zero day one. It was a huge game for me. I was waiting for it. I went to GameStop that day, and it came with the what's it called? Star Fox Guard. It was a bonus game, and I guarantee you right now, if you go into a fucking GameStop, you can still get that shit. You can still get the fucking Star Fox Guard with Star Fox Zero, and I saw that for a long time, and I'm like, God damn it!
Yeah, the only thing I don't like about GameStop is they're a new game policy. That's something about GameStop that pisses me off.
What'd you say?
I was gonna say the only thing I don't like about GameStop is like after like release, you have to ask, oh, do you have a brand new sealed game? Because I assume you know how they do like new games, like they open, keep the disc in the back, and they call it new, even though it's technically not really new anymore because it's been
Yeah.
opened.
I remember I bought a new fucking game. I cannot remember the game, but I remember like I gave the guy shit, and I forgot what it was. God, there's no way I can probably remember what game it was, but I remember that. I remember the experience, and I fucking brought the thing to the counter. He opens up a disc, he puts the game in it, and closes it back, and I'm like, this fucking sticker says new, bro. Like, it says new. Like, are you fucking crazy? It says new. Like, this is not sealed. This is not like
Yeah.
you're giving me a used copy or something you've opened already. And if you opened it, it's not fucking new. I don't care what your thing is to do with your company, but this is not new. This is opened. And he eventually gave me a new copy, but he literally tried to push it on me. Like he was cool with it. He had no problem with it unless I called him out on it.
Yeah, buddy, my Beer 20 had the same way with what was it, Rayman? Rayman Legends for the Wii U. The employee like touched it and had fingerprints, and they just put like a piece of tape on it and says new. Oh, here you go. And he basically just said the same thing you just said. Yeah, like this is not new because the factory sealed wrapping is been open, and I don't know if you heard about, what was it, back when Xenoblade Chronicles GameStop was like getting like extra like copies and like jacking the price up or something.
No, I didn't hear about that. I wouldn't put it past him, man. I gotta tell you, man, that GameStop's it's a shady company, man. I don't trust a fucking soul that works in that store, man. I don't. But no, I go in there like I try to be like a nice casual, like, hey, I'm a gamer and you're a gamer too. Let's have a conversation. Yeah. But I've learned my lesson. Like, I don't trust those motherfuckers. Like they're literally there. The same reason I think anyone gets put in a position in a job is to make a sell. You know, they're like fucking used car salesmen, man. That's what they are.
Yeah.
I got this old Plymouth over here, man.
Honestly, I think GameStop's probably gonna be gone in 10 years as soon as digital keeps like progress. The only reason like they still have Xbox 360 games on their shelves is because you can play them on your Xbox One. Granted, I don't think every game from the Xbox 360 library is going to be on the Xbox One. Same with the OG Xbox.
No, I won't front. I mean, every time, like, my wife wants to go to the mall. I hate the fucking mall. It's like the worst place in the whole fucking planet for me. But anyway, every time we go to the mall, there's a GameStop in it. I always stop in GameStop and I'll thumb through everything. I'm like, I guarantee they've mispriced something in here. And I think I'm gonna like get a deal. I'll thumb through every fucking thing. And my wife's like, like, why are you doing that? And I'm like, they've mispriced something there. No, there are certain games that I've seen where I'm like, man, like this seems like a really good deal. I think sometimes like they do try to get shit off their shelf for a decent price every once in a while. So I won't argue that. Yeah. I've seen a few games where I was like, hey man, that's not a bad price for that. And I'll pick it up or something like for like $5. And sometimes I'll even stop in GameStop just to like get a game for like $3 just to like, and I'm like, oh, I'm going to do a Let's Play on this. And like, it just goes on my shelf and I never touch it. But, no, they do misprice things, very rarely, but they do it sometimes.
Yeah. Oh, the first thing I was going to say, the Retro Bro was saying, yeah, we might want to come up with a name for our show. If you think of something, let me know. I'll that over the weekend. And also there's been a lot of I've heard there's been a lot of like robberies at GameStop lately.
Really?
There was a oh, go ahead.
No, I was saying, really? I didn't hear that.
Oh yeah, there was a robbery in like a town like close to me. I forgot where it was. I think he got away with like $1,200 or something. But I've heard there's been like a really big trend lately, and there was one closer in where I used to work. There was a I forgot what business they were next to. I've heard like what they did was like they blew like a hole like to the business that was next to the GameStop and got in there, and I forgot what it was they got away with, but eventually they caught the carriages. Yeah, I've noticed like just robberies in general, like GameStops, ATMs, and stuff, just been on the rise. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, man, I don't fucking trust none of that shit, or not none of that shit. What you're saying is like I don't trust anyone in general. Like, you know, I'll go out to smoke a cigarette or some shit like that. Like our version of my city, like the transit system, like the train.
Mm-hmm.
And fuckers will come up and like ask you for a cigarette or a light, man. They're just waiting for the opportunity, like for you to dig in your pocket, for them to like hit you with an uppercut, man. Like I've seen it happen too many times. I don't condone that shit.
Yeah.
Anybody who walks across,
It's just like if
that,
I do like the whole like yeah, if I do like the Craigslist thing, I'm not going to go like to a sale without a buddy with me. That's why I always do like through eBay or Amazon. That's where I'm.
yeah, man.
My
I've
buddy
just
man, he goes on like Craigslist a lot. Oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say he does like Craigslist and Let Go and stuff a lot, but he tries to get like people to meet him like in a like open area, which is good, where there's like lots of people and cameras around. But I find it too dangerous if you have like unless you can have like a buddy with. That's what I wanted to say.
No, I completely agree, man. I don't trust any fucking body, man. But that's a personal preference. But no, man. No, if people like people like on eBay and this and that and the third, man. Not on eBay, on Craigslist. But I've had a couple instances like where I wanted to buy shit on Craigslist, man. But I think that I would rather just pay that extra couple $100 to buy that shit at the store, man. I'm just not trusting these motherfuckers, man. I don't trust them, man. Like I just you never fucking know, man. And that comes in the day and age that we live in, man. You have to be so skeptical of everyone. And it's such a disappointment because you just can't. Even some people are like a genuine human being. Sometimes you just can't trust anyone nowadays. It's really disappointing, man. Like I've met really genuine, fucking awesome people, and sometimes you know it sucks that you can't 100% just support that because you never know where they're coming from. They're trying to take you down, and et cetera, et cetera.
Well, in a way, it's a lot like eBay. I mean, not all of us are scumbags. They are some people who are, because they just want money, like scalpers. But people like me try to run an honest business, and eventually I want to do eBay full time with like doing maybe YouTube on the side, just for fun.
Yeah, no doubt, man. And
but it does suck that you have to like mark games now. Like anytime you sell a retro game, because a person could be like a jackass and swap your like $50+ like game for a sports title, without you marking it and showing proof that you did mark it. You couldn't have a way to prove that.
Yeah, exactly.
It does suck that you have to do that now, though.
Yeah, and they're like I said, people, man, they're just fucking scumbags nowadays, man, and it just sucks, man. There's just like, and I hate it, man. But no, man, I will say, like, since like doing YouTube, man, I've met like a lot of really cool, genuine people like you, Retro Bro, Cybernetic Slater, Ty Lord, et cetera, who just joined the chat, like, man, and BioPhoenix. Man, like it's so great to like just have this like small community that like we can talk, chat, and do this shit. It's so fucking great, man. I really respect it. I really respect you. I respect everybody that I've talked with so far. It's just fucking great, man. It's so fucking great just to know like we can do this type of shit and just have a fucking fun ass time doing it, et cetera, man. It's just really good, man.
And Cybernetic Slayer just said, yeah, thankfully I've had good luck on ordering off eBay, and I will suggest this: buy or bid on whoever item it is that you're looking at. Check like their like feedback score, like what percentage it is, and also what their like recent feedback is. Nintendo has their own eBay store now, but whoo boy, they pissed a lot of people off. They've had like a lot of negatives as of like selling like Wii U's that are like defective, and ooh,
Yeah, well,
that's not.
I fucked up. So the Wii U that I have in my living room for my kids, I
Hmm.
don't know what the fuck they did to the cord. There's no telling, man. But the cord would not charge the fucking tablet anymore for the Wii U. Um, and without thinking, I literally put up eBay because my youngest son came to me. He's like, "It won't charge. It won't charge." I'm like, "Fuck," you know. So I pull up eBay and I'm like, "Oh, Wii U cord." I just put the button, fucking buy it, $10, whatever. Yeah, that shit arrives. And I plug it up to the Wii U, and the screen just flickers like a fucking horror movie. Like it's fucking Jason about to stab you in the back of the neck. So it doesn't charge it correctly, and then I finally go back to the page. And I'm like, yeah, like fucking 8% like on eBay. So yeah, I was really stupid on that choice. No, but I usually do that, but for some different reason on that one, I was like, fuck it, I don't care, the cheapest one. But no, you like you said, you get what you fucking pay for, man. Absolutely.
Yeah, y'all always want to check their and also you want to be wary of like ordering from China because a lot of their stuff doesn't like work, and having to like return is a is a bitch. Like recently, I sold a Pokemon Crystal. This is like the second time I've had to to someone at an army base, and I talked with eBay. I said I checked the tracking, and it still says like available for pickup, and this was like maybe a week and a half ago. And I said, "Am I covered if they don't pick it up?" And they said, "Yes." It still says available for pickup. I messaged you twice. I'm like, "Hey, you got to go pick up your thing unless they deliver it to the base wherever the guy's at." But I have had instances where uh, the post office forgets to sign a package because I pre-sold a copy of Tekken 7, and then it left here for Pearl, and usually they go to Jackson, beep, and scan it, and they forgot to scan. I was like, oh shit, it might be lost. But eventually, when it got out there, it arrived, and they scanned it, and I refunded the seller too early. But he was nice about it, and he gave me the money back, and you might find this amusing. He said, yeah, I want to pre-order, I want to buy a game from you in a few months, and believe it or not, it's Destiny 2.
It's not fucking out yet.
Yeah. I'm just saying he wants to buy it for me when we get closer to release day. I usually don't
uh,
put uh, pre-orders up until like a week before, and yeah, eBay's cracking down on the whole like pre-sale listing. Like if you can't sell it within uh 30 days, they'll take your listing down. So, but I've seen people like as soon as like the SNS minis, people put pre-orders up. Of course, Walmart cancels everybody's pre-orders, so you have to take your listing down because you don't have the item anymore.
right. I mean, how you gonna fucking sell something you don't have? Uh, Tyler Stevens said, "Have you ever ordered off of the Wish app? You know what the Wish app is?"
Uh, I don't know.
I actually got put on it from a buddy of mine. He was like, "Hey man, have you ever heard of Wish?" And I'm like, "What is that?" So he showed it to me, and it's like none of it seems believable. Like none of it seems believable. It's like you can get a PS4 for $18. I'm like, okay, like, all right, well, show me who. I don't know how they do this, and I guess it's marketing or something other. But I've seen like the Wish app, and the guy put me on it, and they give like these insane prices on things, and I've never like pressed the order button on anything like that because it just doesn't seem like believable. It seems like all made up.
Hmm.
But they give like insane prices on items that like doesn't they don't seem like they're justified by the price. So I don't know how they
Yeah.
do it or what they're doing or it's just advertising it. Like when you hit it, it's like actually it's 89.99 or something other. But no. I mean I've heard of it and
Yeah.
I played around with it for a second because somebody told me it was great, but I haven't found any deals on it.
It sounds a lot like what is it? I don't know if you've heard of fingerhut.com.
I've heard of Finger Hut. Is Finger Hut the maybe it's not Finger Hut. What's the other one where it's like there's an ad for it. What the ad is kind
Uh
of catchy about like giving your shit away.
oh, let's see. Trying to think DealDash.com or
No, not that one. There's
just
another one like where the ads were like they portray the people like
I'm trying to.
they won't get rid of their shit and like someone forces them to, or like, yep, there you go, this is a wrap. People are getting rid of their shit. There's a fucking name for it. Anyway, that one. That. Go ahead.
I was gonna say the only one I can think of is Bidland maybe.
No, that's not it. There's a.
I'll probably think of it later.
Yeah, me too. I'm like laying in bed like 3 o'clock in the morning, wake up like that's what it was. But something.
I hate that.
Yeah, it's something fucking stupid. But anyway, like that was another one that caught my interest. But no, I mean, I don't really fuck. I mean, I will say that I do fuck with eBay. I buy a lot of like my cheap electronic shit that I need, like to like I bought like a 3-way splitter for my headphones, etc., etc. I buy cheap shit like that off of eBay. Other than that, like I don't really fuck with too much of it. Like I mean, like I do occasionally search the more random, obscure games where I think I'll get a deal on eBay, but like everybody knows what's up. You're not gonna get a deal on it. Like they're selling it for like the appropriate price. It's not the appropriate price, but it's a price that it's going for, and sometimes you might think you're getting a deal, but you're not getting a deal.
Well, if you like bidding, you need to bid like maybe like say between now and like 2 in the morning when most people are asleep. As far as bidding, that's the best time to get like as far as bids go, because I've gotten a few good deals. You just have to be on when most people are asleep.
Yeah. That sounds about the right way to go about it. But I don't think I've bid on anything. Like everything that I'm like, I'm gonna lie, I'm an impatient person. So like I guess my downfall is like I'm like, where's the buy now? Is this a reasonable price? Then fuck it. Fuck it. So
and when you always search something, it's always best match by default. So you want to do a price and shipping lowest first, but then like I said before, you want to check their feedback and make sure they're trustworthy before you buy.
Right. What's any good deals you've gotten off eBay? Like people would just like be surprised by.
Well, I got that recently loose copy of Marvel vs. Capcom 1 for like 20. I think it was like $20 to $22 or something. I mean, I see people charging like $30-$40 just for the disc.
Yeah, absolutely. And you got that on what system?
Yeah, eBay.
No, what system did you get it on?
The PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
Because I don't have a Dreamcast, unfortunately.
Good shit, man. Good shit.
Yeah, I was looking up prices for the Dreamcast. I think it's like $30-$40. So like I said, I wanted to try to get 1 and 2 for the Dreamcast, but 2 was just outrageous.
Mm. So overall, it's close to like $90 or to $100.
Yeah, and PS2 and the OG Xbox game is expensive. That's why I'm hoping for a re-release of 1 and 2, either physically or digitally again. If it does, click, I'm buying that shit now. I'm not waiting.
Yeah, and I bought that shit on PS3. I think in our last stream I was rewatching it. I said PS2, but I meant PS3. But I got a fucking my PS3 has literally 20 gigabytes. And I have deleted everything I can possibly think off of, but none of the memory deletes off of it. But anyway, I remember buying that game or getting that game on there, and I played the fuck out of it because it's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. It's an amazing game. But I deleted that shit because I wanted to play like a new fucking game on the system, and it's really unfortunate that I did that because that was the last copy that I had of it. Because I don't even have Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on my Dreamcast, and that's why I've been hunting it down, trying to find a reasonable deal for it, but I cannot find it. I'm not paying upwards of like $60 to $70, $80 for that game. Like I'm just not.
They're well, you can like I said, you can burn a copy, but I would look up to see if it's easy to do and make sure there's no side effects for your Dreamcast if you do that.
Yeah. No, I've seen that going around for a long time, but it's not nothing new. But I just haven't found like the comfortability level of doing something like that. Like it just feels like it feels dirty. And I'm not saying like I don't mind playing pies or anything like that, but to like, mess around with your files and they're downloading the game, I'm like, I just feel dirty about doing something like that. And that's like, I don't think I would feel comfortable like downloading the game to play it on my Dreamcast. Like, it would just feel like weird, man.
Yeah. Well, if by some weird chance if I find Marvel vs. Capcom 2 out in the wild, I'll send it your way.
Yeah, man. If it's for a reasonable price, man, I definitely reimburse you, man. Like I said, the only ones that I've seen are like for upwards of way more than I'm willing to pay for it. But even like the most not even obscure, like random games that like are normal games, I should say, that I've seen on Dreamcast. Like I didn't think Blue Stinger was like a high priced game. Like I didn't think that was like something like crazy or great, or that still goes for like $70 dollars. I'm like, that's not a good game. I get a lot of not a good games are still going for a high price. I get it. But I still think like in the Dreamcast day, like there was pretty ample copies for people to get and buy. Why is this game so fucking much? I think it's still like in the realm of it's Dreamcast and people love Dreamcast and it's like the whole collector console thing, or people want to relive their days, so we're gonna charge I'll sell it at a high price. No Resident Evil 4 pun there intended. But no, but no, I just like I think that like Dreamcast games are going crazy right now because people are like wanting to relive those old days, and I think there's no, go ahead.
Oh, I was telling Tyler why he's got to go.
Oh, okay. Tyler, take it easy, bro. Yeah, but
you were talking about the Dreamcast and Blue Stinger and stuff.
Yeah, I just think like some of these people are really trying to relive some kind of just phase that they had. Like I am too, and I get it. Yeah, and I get that too. That's what I'm doing. And I think that's why the reason these fucking prices for the games are just abstract. They're crazy. And are they really justified? Like for certain games, like for Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I kind of justify that price. Okay? I kind of do.
Yeah, because you can't download it again right now.
Right. But for something like Blue fucking Stinger on Dreamcast for $70, dude, suck my dick. Like, that's crazy, man. It's not a great game. It's not a good game. There was ample copies of it made. Why is it so expensive? But then again, it's the whole collector mentality. Like, I own it, and people are starting to collect it so much that like it's very hard to like find a wild copy out in the wild. I get it, but it's just stupid.
Yeah. Well, let me ask you this, since you brought up prices of games. Do you think big YouTubers, celebrities can affect the prices of games?
Well, I think they already have, though. I think that was done a long time before we have kind of...
before YouTube too?
Post YouTube? Maybe? No, well, like I said, there's always going to be this community around people who want to buy video games, right? But I will say that YouTube has fluctuated it. And I will say that only in respect to myself, okay? And I say that in respect to myself because I got really interested in like retro games and this and that and the third because other people had them. I let go of that shit a long time ago, easily forgot about it, didn't really care. But to see other people like, hey, I still have this game, it kind of like makes me want to have it. At the same token, it'd be like, hey, I was there, I experienced it, I have this game. And if that sounds douchey, that's fine. But what I'm getting at is like, I don't really...
Oh, I respect your opinion.
I don't really care that like other people have it. What I'm getting at is I can only speak for myself, but I do think it gave this certain appeal to myself, and I think other people by owning these games, you seemed more credible as a gamer on YouTube, or credible in the gaming community, credible amongst your friends, credible across the board, to any way, shape, or fashion to say, like, hey, I have this game. And this is a game that we loved as kids. You don't have your version, or you played it. Guess what? I have it. That's how much of a gamer I am. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
like, I remember I used to argue with this guy I used to work with, man. He was like, he would do anything to get my NES. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what you want to sell me. I don't give a fuck what you want to trade me. You're not getting my NES. He's like, no, man, I need an NES in my life. That's where I started from. And I'm like, I'm not selling it to you because that's where I started from. That's my favorite game console. That's where I started from as a gamer. I have that console because it means that much to me as a person. So I don't care how much money you offer to me or what you want to trade me. I don't care if you came to me like with $700. That console is not going anywhere because it's my actual physical console from a child. So I guess there's sentimental value in certain things, but
yeah. I've noticed this has become a popular trend, so to speak, on YouTube. What do you think about people like owning like every game for said system just for the sake of having it, even though they're not going to play every game on that system?
Yeah, and you know that goes back into a more credibility thing of owning it and displaying it. And I guess, I mean, if you're looking at it in the realm of like as I was a child, like I collected basketball cards, baseball cards. So I guess you can look at it in that realm, and I guess it's frowned upon against, I guess, in the gaming community, because people are like, these are not to be collected, they're to be played.
Yeah.
That's a solid argument, but at the same time, I'll also argue the point where, you know, there are certain things that like I like to collect. It doesn't necessarily need to be video games. There was a point in time where when I had my first apartment, I wanted to collect every beer bottle in the world and put it around my fucking room. It was a stupid fucking thing. But, you know, I thought it was a very interesting habit to collect every beer bottle that I ever drank. Like the first beer that I ever drank of that brand, keep the bottle and put it in my room. Something stupid, but you get what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
There's a collecting.
Yeah. I was going to say, I kind of have a similar story to that. This is kind of weird. Like the first like paycheck that I ever owned, I made a copy of it and kept it.
Oh man, well that's a good thing. Like, man, if you when you have kids, man, to like show them like this is what I earned, this is what I did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the only thing I'll say about like say owning every NES game is you're gonna have to have the necessary shelf space for it, and of course you're gonna have to alphabetize all that crap. And if you get a new game, you gotta move like each game like down a shelf. It's just, to me, it would be a lot of tedious work unless you're really dedicated to it.
Right. No, and I would say, I mean, obviously, I think anybody who's a collector obviously is willing to put in that fuking work, right? I mean, you're already making the dedication to spend a lot of money, because I think anyone in this time and age, it's like going to be obviously spending a lot of money. So if you're already spending a lot of money, you're going to, you know, really love what you just purchased. I would hope you would for like $300. And unless you're fucking rich, man, good fucking luck, you know, good shit for you, man. I wish I could do that, but no, I go ahead.
I was gonna say, I stopped buying lots of games ever since the PS2 days, and now I just buy what I want to for my collection. I don't buy every single game just to have it.
Yeah. No, and I never did that. Like, I mean, obviously, like my whole coming up as a gamer from a young one to where the fuck I am now, which is an old man. I always
You're
bought.
Probably just about as old as I am, so we're not over the hill yet.
we're getting there though. We're fucking getting there.
Well, not yet.
But no, like I bought, you know, or I either got or bought basically whatever was allowed to me or what I really wanted to growing up, right, and going into adult age. But there are certain games that like I said, I let go of, and now like I'm like I just those games. Like I'll see people playing them or talking about them, and it gives me this just like really huge nostalgia drive. And don't ask me why. Like I want to own them again. And honestly, would I even play them? Probably, probably so. Like for example, like I bought Carrier. Remember Carrier on Dreamcast? It was like the most obscure knockoff Resident Evil game ever made. So I bought that on eBay for like $4 for just the disc, and I'm like, I love this game so much. This game is just like comedy material. It's fucking stupid as shit. The story is crazy. I'm gonna have a blast playing this as a let's play, this and that, and I haven't started it. But what I'm getting at, like, I guess my mentality is like I have a huge nostalgia boner for a lot of games, and I want to go back and relive that like on my YouTube channel. But like most of the time, like I find more pleasure in playing the new games that come out because it's something new. It's something that I haven't experienced. I've already played these games, and yes, I still feel that love for them. But once I have them in my collection, if I do even if doing that, I'm like, I've already done this. Why do I want to go back and play this again? I've already done this. Now, and to people's credit, like, you know, like people love to like replay retro games and etc. I'm not taking that away from them, but my experiences with it is I would much rather play something new. That's my thoughts on it.
Well, let me ask you this: would you buy a remake or remaster of your favorite game, whatever it may be?
Well, yes, because Final Fantasy VII, whenever the fuck that decides to come out, yeah, absolutely. Because Final Fantasy VII, like, depending on what day you ask me, or how I'm feeling, or what mood I'm in, Final Fantasy VII is kind of iffy my favorite game of all time. And I know how that sounds, and that's fine. But Final Fantasy VII is kind of one of my favorite games of all time. The dedication that I put into it, the characters, the story, it was a big deal to me. But you know, sometimes don't you feel like this is like off topic, but don't you feel like some games may not be that great, but it's the era that like you played them in, like in your life. You know what I mean? Like they you had like this weird period in your life, like where whatever, but like just because the era or aura that was going around with you as a person made those games special.
Yeah. And which brings me to I feel that way like a lot of games. Like Final Fantasy IV is my favorite game, and I own just about every iteration that exists. But which leads me to the next topic. I've seen this a lot lately with recent, like people will post a insert game here will fail. Well, A, how can you judge a game if we've seen very little, and B, judge it if you haven't even actually played it yet?
Right. But
like I've seen. Go ahead. Oh, I was just gonna say, I was just searching Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I saw like it was either an article or a title that says, "Oh, Final Fantasy VII Remake will you judge something if you haven't played it yet."
All right. And I honestly don't know where they're going with the game. I've heard so many fucking things about that shit. So I don't know where they're going with it. All I'm going to say is I'm down for it. I don't care. Wherever
from what I understand, it's going to be go ahead.
I was
just going to say it's going to be a multi part release. A, they don't know how much, and B, it's going to be more action based, similar to Kingdom Hearts. That's about all we know right now.
And I've heard that, and even still, I'm completely okay with that. I love the game so much.
Me too.
I don't really care where they go with it. I just want to relive it again in a new way, so I'm cool with it. I'm completely content with whatever they want to do. Would I like to see like a literally shot for shot remake? I don't know if I necessarily like would love that because I've already done that. for them to give like their own new spin on it and like make it
Yeah.
more different, etc. I think that's more enticing than saying you're just gonna get like a fucking HD remaster. So yeah, I think
Remaster, yeah.
yeah, I think that would be fucking great. You know, if they're for them to do like a whole new whatever they're doing, I'm down for it.
Yeah. But I will say this to some purists, I guarantee you they're expecting it to play out the exact same way that it did in the original. And I've heard this is, I don't know if this is confirmed or not, but a lot of the mini games and stuff that were in the original might not be in the remake. I mean, I guarantee it's going to be probably almost the same, but I guarantee it's not going to play out exactly the same as the original. But the overall plot is probably going to remain remained intact. That much is certain. There's going to be like certain scenes like the Aerith Destiny. I mean, we all know they're not going to mess with that. That's like one of the most like important scenes in like all of video game history now.
Yeah, yeah. And be honest, man. Did you cry? Did you cry? Did you cry?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, I did too, man. I ain't gonna lie, man.
admit,
I'm fucking crying, man.
I admit it. I don't give a fuck what anybody says. I admit it.
Yeah, me too, man. When Aerith died, man, I was like, nah, man, I'm good, man. I just got something in both my eyes, man. I'm good, man.
See, except for pulling that sword out, man. I just wanted to go all Super Saiyan bitch and just jump in that game, just beat the shit out of him.
Yeah, man.
I bought a Game Shark for that very purpose, just to put her in my party again.
Yeah.
I bought a Game Shark for that very purpose.
I loved Aerith, but I also hated the fuck out of her because I spent so much time developing her and putting time and resources into her, and then she fucking died, and I'm like, you fucking cunt. I could have spent this time developing someone else, you fucking shit.
I know. I hate games that do that, but it was like such a shocker. And I bet you're like me when you used a strategy guide back in the day. I don't flip ahead to see what's going to be like told in the game because it was. But the only thing you really lose is like her her limits and stuff. But you get to keep all her materia that she used because it gets automatically removed, and you can put that on someone else.
Yeah, and the material, and honestly, all right, that's a good question. Did you play Final Fantasy VIII?
Yeah, I did.
So, what did you think about the transition, from Final Fantasy VII's materia to Final Fantasy VIII? And I know it's probably a huge jump from series to series, but put in perspective, like my first Final Fantasy game was 7, and the next one I played was 8, and 8 had a huge backlash to a degree.
Yeah,
there were people that liked it, right, and that's fine. But I think that 8 just it turned me personally, who was just getting to the series. It literally turned me around. I was like, nope, get out of here. Like, it literally made me turned off completely from it.
Yeah.
Do you think this? Do you think it was good?
It's just the way the game is. Oh, it's as long as you go into it with a reasonable expectation. It's just the whole junctioning system and the whole leveling system, which is very similar to Final Fantasy Tactics. Like, say if you level up to level 20. The enemy characters will level up to level 20 as well, and also really you don't really need that much money in Final Fantasy VIII either. By the end of the game, depending on what your seed level is, you don't really need that much money. But I will admit the whole junctioning system was unique. But of course, say if you junction cure to your HP. Okay, you used some in your use some in battle. It makes your HP go down. So you just have to make sure you don't use something that's junction to your important stats like your HP. And yeah, a lot of people think you need. I was the same way when I first played. I thought I needed to grind 100 fires and 100 this and that, but really you don't need to. There's maybe only certain magics that you need to, and you can only hold 32 magics per character, and then you have to delete stuff because you can only hold much. And of course, it has the normal grinding, which you can either steal items or you can play. I don't play the. Did you ever touch the card game that was in 8?
Yeah, well, you kind of had to though. Like you didn't really have too much of a choice. Like you kind of had to play it. And literally, I would just fucking press the X button or zero. Like I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I had literally no idea what the fuck I was doing. I'm like card. I lose, I win, and most of the time I would win. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, but I'd take it.
Yeah, at first when you start the game, the cards they give you are shit, and I recommend not playing until you get the Ifrit card you can have at that point in the game, and also it's just like fighting the. I don't know if you remember the dinosaur that appears like early in the game. Oh, I'm gonna take this bitch down. I'm like, holy shit, he beats the crap out of me. I'm like very under leveled. I hate that games that put like strong enemies early in the game and they just beat the shit out of you. That's the only thing I can't stand. Because how did you expect me to know that I couldn't take this guy down right now?
Yeah, but it's leveling. It's like they put those things, I think, in certain places to like not only prepare you, but also like kind of level you up to, you know, where you need to be and where you need to get going. All right, first thoughts on the Gunblade. First thoughts on the Gunblade. Was it cool?
Yes, I'll admit I like it, and the only thing I'll finish what I was saying with my point. The only thing I don't like about certain games in 8 has like certain parts of this as well, and there's a few other RPGs that I played. Like you have to get this side quest at this certain time, and if you don't, if you go back later and try to do it, you can't because it's like blocked off to you. That's the only things about certain RPGs that I don't like it. And yeah, I did like the rendition of the Gunblade. I thought it was cool looking. It could like real gunblades like out of metal and stuff. It's pretty cool. There was even a vendor at our Comic-Con this year. He was selling like real swords from like different games and stuff, but they were pretty pricey, like $70 to $100. I'm like, nope.
Nah, I mean, all right. Another question: Buster Sword, the Buster Sword, the goddamn gigantic 12-foot fucking whatever you want to call it. Was that cool? Do you think that was cool?
I'll admit, yeah, I did like it as well. As also, if you haven't, I won't try to spoil too much. Especially if you play Crisis Core Final Fantasy 7 on PSP, it explains like the whole like history behind it. And I'm gonna try not to spoil too much for those who haven't played it. But yeah, that it's a very important weapon considering the whole like history behind it, and consider it's passed on to like 2 or 3 different people. Yeah, it's very important.
Bro, you see what's on my screen right now?
Oh yeah, blue stinger, lol.
No. What I'm holding up?
Oh,
Crisis Core, man.
Oh, okay. I see. Yeah. Oh,
yeah.
Okay,
I'm that huge of a fan of Final Fantasy VII. I'll put it that way. So yes, I get where you're getting at. I love Final Fantasy VII, but I will admit there's some part of seeing a human being in real life holding a goddamn huge styrofoam fucking plated sword, and I'm like, it's just this isn't happening in the realm of reality. But no, there was something so cool about Cloud holding that big ass fucking sword, and
yeah.
But what do you think about the so you did play Crisis Core, right?
Mm-hmm. And I'm hoping eventually they do a HD remaster or incorporate that into the Final Fantasy VII remake in some form or another.
So what did you think about what did you think about Crisis Core in general? You thought it was a good story, like to bring like the whole of Zack, et cetera.
Yeah. Yeah, and I hate. I don't know if you remember watching X Play on G4. Man, they gave that freaking like a score of 2 out of 5. Man, I just went freaking off. I mean, sure, it's a action game, but the story is like the main incentive for uh playing it, and like you said, learning Zach about his backstory. They touched on seven, but it was like very little, and a lot of the characters that were in Crisis Core were not in Final Fantasy VII, the original game. Of course, some did, like Genesis would appear in but most people should have played Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy VII by now. You learn about Genesis and the secret ending, and it makes you think there's going to be a new entry, but I don't know if there ever will be, or if they, who knows, they might announce another Final Fantasy VII type spinoff after they get done with the Final Fantasy VII remake, whenever that is.
Yeah. No, man, I'm a huge. All right, so I will say, like, my Final Fantasy days started with 7. They ended with 8. They picked back up with 10. And honestly, call me crazy. I'm sure you would call me crazy, but hey, man, like, that's my Final Fantasy experiences, man. I never played with the ones before, but I've heard the earlier Final Fantasy games are like where they're at, how great they are, how amazing they are. And you know what? I may need to go back and relive some of those, or not relive it, but actually get into them. I've heard they're quite incredible. But seven's where it started for me.
Yeah, well, 9 is really good, and if they ever 8 and PS4, you should pick those up. Do you have a Final Fantasy 7 on PS3 or your PS4?
No, I have it on. I do. I do have. I have it on PS3, and I actually picked it up on my PC when it was released on PC, which is like maybe less than a year ago.
Yeah.
And I haven't booted it up yet because it's not supported by controller, so it'd be like straight keyboard. So I think that would be like kind of weird to play that game on a keyboard, but I don't think actually it would be bad either.
Yeah, I have the PC disc. I'm so tempted to install it just for the heck of it, to see if a PS4 controller would support it.
Yeah. All right, man. It's like it's going on like almost. It's after 3 where I am, man. I gotta like go to work tomorrow. Hey, man, but this has been fucking great again, man. I've had so much fucking fun talking with you again, man.
Any final thoughts you want to shout out before we shut this down?
Final Fantasy VII Remake. Can it happen in some fucking realm before I die? You know, like, I think now it's scheduled for like 2020 is what I heard. 2020. Like, yes. I guess it's not in understandable forms. Like, I guess it's like not that far away. But I mean, I've been waiting for this shit since it was announced. Like, that shit was announced in like 2014 or 15, right?
Yeah, and it's just like trying to remember when Kingdom Hearts 3 was just announced in development. I think it was 2015. Just because they say, it might be coming out, Kingdom Hearts 3 might be coming out in 2018. There's no guarantee that will. It's just like if they announce, say, Final Fantasy VII Remake Episode 1 coming out 2019. Like, and I guarantee people, get excited, and people would post like reaction videos to YouTube. Even though there's one thing that companies should get, even though a company says, like, first off, we might release a game at this day, there's no guarantee that they might be able to meet that release date.
Yeah.
Like I said earlier, they might need extra time for patches or whatever. Yeah. But unlike most people who went like nuts when they made the announcement, I'll admit I didn't go crazy because I knew eventually Square Enix would do it when they felt ready to.
Right. I remember when I initially saw it, I was like, oh, good, great, cool. But I wasn't like standing at the cash register like, can you put it on the desk? Like, I knew it wasn't coming out anytime soon.
Yeah.
And respect to that, like and I also respect to it, like if they're gonna do it right, I would rather wait, right? I would rather that game be completely delayed. If I'm like 50 years old when that shit comes out, like I'm cool with it. Like I knew that like That's the time you're taking. I mean, maybe it's not a massive game in other people's eyes, but I took that game as a massive fucking game.
Yeah.
Um, and so I guess what I'm getting at is if it takes time, I guess I'm cool with it. But I fucking
Yeah.
want it now. I really want it,
Yeah.
man. I really
And
do.
yeah, and I wanted to ask you this quick question before we shut down as well. What are your thoughts on like, let's see, the two biggest ones that I know of that do this are Amazon, Best Buy, and to a lesser extent GameStop. Like whenever a new game is announced, they'll pre-order like like trying to remember the like I can't even think of the correct word, but like a uh, derp uh a pre-order like for it, even though the said game may be a long way off. What are your thoughts on companies that? I mean, I get the whole pre-order incentive, like you said, but what are your thoughts on that?
So, say it one more time. Companies that they have the game, that pre-order, et
Uh,
cetera, et cetera.
yeah, like say, oh, this game is coming out December 31st, 2018, even though that's a play. So, what do you think of companies or retailers that list a game for pre-order on their website, even though maybe a long way off? That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, I got you. Because GameStop does that shit, and most of the time, like I look, and I'm getting at like I don't fucking buy anything from GameStop regularly at all. I think I brought up GameStop several times for this, but I want to make it very clear. I do not shop at GameStop. Okay, I have a rewards card. It's expired probably a month or two ago. I buy all my shit digital, and I'm completely content with that. Now, I will say that at the times that I do go shop at GameStop, as soon as fucking E3 is over, they have this gigantic long fucking piece of paper with every goddamn game announced at E3, like pre-order. It's all this stuff you can pre-order, all this shit, and I'm like, no, like I'm not pre-ordering a fucking thing. You're literally asking me to buy a fucking item that I don't even know what the fuck it is yet. You're asking me to put money down on a product that is so questionable. It's like you're asking me to buy a fucking game that there's no even telling what the hell it's about. You gave me a 7-second video at E3 about what it's supposed to be, and you're telling me like I'm supposed to buy this? Like I'm supposed to sink $60 into a 7-second video from E3, where E3 has done nothing but show video after video after content of things that have never followed up with their promises? No, fuck
Yeah.
off.
Oh, we have a troll in the chat.
Oh, this is on Twitch. Fuck 'em.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So that's why. Oh, that's why I don't see it. Okay.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
But yeah, that's why, like I said earlier, I don't pre-order immediately. I want to wait sure that date is set in stone before I pre-order. Like I said, I've learned my lesson not to pre-order immediately anymore. But I do think, I mean, I get that companies need money and stuff, but they should wait eventually until a game has a set. Like, well, let me phrase it another way. I think a game should have a set release date before it goes up for pre-order, if that makes sense,
Yeah.
whether
Well,
it be physical or digital.
all right, so I'm gonna troll on this guy here too. I work at GameStop. Fuck you.
Okay.
All right, so I'm gonna say that you work at GameStop. Then look. I'm not trying to get your fucking life together if you work at GameStop. How about that shit? There's no way you can pay any amount of bills in the cheapest apartment in whatever town you live in and fucking be financially stable working at a GameStop in any position, even the fucking manager position. And you're gonna say that I could give a fuck if you work at GameStop? You can suck my dick doing a goddamn handstand. Fuck off, dude. Who the fuck are you? Fuck out of here, boy. Anyway.
Maybe it's that same. I was gonna say maybe it's that same troll who was in your Destiny 2 beta chat, maybe.
Oh, well, fuck. I mean, you know what? At this point, like, I need to probably fucking call the police. This is getting weird. We work on commission now. They took hourly pay away. That's even worse, man. You really need to fucking get your shit together and fucking find a real job. You're not going to make it working at GameStop, man. Why am I even entertaining this? Anyway, I'm fucking done with this. Anyway, bro, man, it has been a fucking pleasure, man. I have enjoyed so much talking to you, man. These last streams that we've been doing has been fucking fantastic, man. But no, man, good times as always, man. Definitely.
Yeah. And I'll be thinking of a name for the podcast, like Retro said. If you think of something, just let me know. I'll be thinking on that.
Yeah, and yeah, I'm definitely down for the stream with the Retro Bro tomorrow. Like I said, I'm gonna be like getting in right in from work when work ends and jumping into the stream. So I might be a little bit late if you guys start up without me. Yeah, I'll definitely be there. I might just be a little bit late, man.
Oh, he was telling me about your the episode that you did before. I think you said you were drunk or something. You just like dropped off.
Oh yeah, man. I'm not gonna front, man. Down Phoenix joined into the chat, man, and him and Down Phoenix just started chatting, and like, I can hold my alcohol, man. I can hold my alcohol a fucking day, but I was drink. All right, so we usually start at 1 a.m. my time, and he couldn't get his computer to get up, so it was like an hour. It was like an hour after we were supposed to start. And he was like, "Oh man, I'm just waiting for my computer to restart," and I'm just like, "Go, go, 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 go." I'm cool, man. Whenever you're, I'm like, all right, man. Whenever you're ready to start, go, 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 go. Fucking 45 minutes later, I'm like, yeah, man. Whatever you need to do, bro. No problem, man. Go, 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 go. Man, when it was time for to go for the stream, I'm like, hey, my name Kamikaze. Shit, I couldn't fucking communicate. I couldn't even tell you what a banana is. I could probably point it out in the lineup. Like, I don't know. Like, I couldn't spell it though. That's for damn sure. I was drunk as fuck, man. And then like Down Phoenix is like giving all he's like, we were trying to like debate a small topic, and he's like giving all these video game references, and I'm like, I cannot debate with him because like I cannot even communicate to begin with. But I was drunk, man. I was super fucking drunk. But no, yeah, I literally like I literally just like X'd out of the stream. I hit the Retro. I was like, dude, I'm too drunk. I'm too fucking drunk for this.
I've never drunk a day before in my life, so I'll never understand how a hangover feels. But what does it feel like anyway?
What, a hangover? Yeah, I don't get those anymore, man. I literally like I might feel crappy the next day, but like I literally can like drink a fucking fifth and a couple beers after that and be completely content. Like alcohol just like all right, I won't front. I do drink a lot, but I drink hard liquor. Like nothing really phases me too much anymore. I have had a couple of nights where I literally will wake up the next day and my head's spinning a little bit, but nah. As much as I drink nowadays and as old as I am, like it doesn't bother me anymore. It'll fuck me up for that minute now. Yeah, it'll fuck me up for like the minute that I'm in it. I'm not gonna feel like we already had that conversation, but like the next day, nah, I wake up like whistling Dixie and it doesn't fucking bother me, man. That sounds bad. That even sounds.
Some people like.
That sounds like even terrible to say. It sounds terrible to say, man. It sounds like I'm fucking alcoholic. I'm not alcoholic, man. I'm good, man. I'm good, man. I'm good.
Yeah, what I was gonna say was before we end this off, I was gonna say I've heard stories about it. Stoned, and some people like they don't even remember what the hell they were talking about like the day before when they were drunk.
Nah. I know what the fuck I did the night before, man. But I'll wake up and definitely sometimes regret it. I'm like, I wake up, like as soon as I wake up, I'm like, fuck. I already knew what I did. Like I already remember it. Like I started reliving that shit immediately. Like, I'm like, fuck. Anyway.
But yeah, this has been fun, and I'll be like I said, I'll be thinking up a name. If I think of something, I'll post it like in the comments or something. If you think of something, hit me up, and you can hit me up. I'll be thinking about that this weekend.
Yeah, most definitely. This Grunt Buster 88, man. Like, I mean, look. All right. Before we go, I just gotta ask one legitimate question. And I know there's going to be some kind of troll answer and et cetera, but like, have you ever talked to a woman without having to give your credit card first? Like, seriously, like, what the fuck do you have in your life to come on a stream and just do this? Like, what else do you do? What else do you have? There's nothing, and you know it. I know it. That's the whole reason you're doing it. And you're getting a giggle and a little tease out of it. Like, dude, fuck off. Like, what? And look, I know I'm feeding exactly into what the trolls want, and I get it. It's fine. But it's a legitimate question across the board. Like, what do you have? Yeah, your mom. That's. I mean, come on, dude. Like, really. I can do the same thing. Like, I can come to your house and fuck your dog on Christmas and make you forced to open your presents by fucking putting a gun in your mom's face and making you watch. I can do the same fucking thing. We could do this all fucking day. But at the same time, what the fuck is the point? What the fuck? I don't get what the gratification of it is.
Well, it's just like when I had my SNES Mini pre-order video up before I deleted it. I had I put on approve so people don't like spam.
Right.
Or I could delete like hate comments. I saw this in random spam comment. I saw it twice, and I think the comment was like, "I think you're hot. I love you." I'm like, okay, delete.
I just don't get what the gratification is. Like, I don't understand how it makes you happy. Like, where is it you're a piece of shit, and you just get this genuine feeling as a human being, you feel good from it. Like, I don't understand where that happens. I don't understand if you were touched as a child, and that's fine, it happens, and that's either here or there. But I mean, no. I just don't get it, man. I don't get what the gratification of it is. It's so fucking weird to me. It literally is the same thing as a person touching a child. It's weird. It's pedophilia. Yeah. And to me, it's the same thing as a trolling thing. It's it's the same thing. It's you're just fucking weird. You're fucking weird.
This guy must be desperate for attention because he's talking dirty shit now.
Man, I'm not entertaining this shit anymore. I'm in this shit immediately. Anyway, man, I just thought I'd rant on that and let this guy have his 2 seconds of fame. You know what the worst part is? He'll go to bed tonight and be like, yeah. I got him. I guarantee it. I guarantee that's what he's going through right now. He's like, yeah.
I guarantee when people watch this stuff live, I bet they're going to ask what's this guy doing here?
I guarantee that's what I'm allowing it right now. I could have blocked it before, but I thought I would just let it go, just so I can rant on it and riff on it a little bit.
Well, the Retro Row said he's gonna watch the stream later, so I can't wait to see his comments when he sees this.
Yeah. Anyway, man. Anyway, as usual, man, a pleasure. Fucking fun ass times, man, and can't wait till the next one, bro.
All right.
Later, bro.
Yeah, it's fun, and we'll do this